Hello students, in our last class we have started the graphical representation of motion. Okay, in that class we have discussed about uniform motion and non-uniform motion, the different conditions of uniform motion and non-uniform motion, and then we have started the graphs of the motion. And in that class we have also discussed the graph of an object which is at rest. Okay, now we are going to start the graphical representation of motion. And now we are going to start with graph of uniform motion. Graph of uniform motion. As I have already told you, there are three graphs which we have to study. First one is position time graph, second one is velocity time graph, and third one is acceleration time graph. So we have to study three graphs for uniform motion and three graphs for non-uniform motion. Okay, so first I am going to start with the first one is position time graph. Position time graph. It is also written as xt graph or x versus t graph. Here x is position and t is time. Okay, we are representing the position with x and time with t. So, as we know the conditions of uniform motion, what were the condition of uniform motion? Equal time and equal distance, or equal distance in equal time. The main condition was equal distance in equal time. This was the main condition of uniform motion. What was the second condition? Second condition was velocity is equal to constant and acceleration is equal to 0. These three were the main condition of uniform motion. Okay, equal distance in equal time, then velocity constant and acceleration 0. These were the three basic conditions of uniform motion. So now I am going to draw the graph, position time graph of a body which is performing uniform motion. So we will consider time on x-axis and position on y-axis. Means this axis is representing position, or we can say displacement, and this axis is representing time. Okay, now for a uniform motion, let us take an example which I have already taken in my previous class also. I had drawn a graph, a table of position versus time. Let this is time and this is position. And I told you, if a motion starts at t is equal to 0 in a given frame of reference, and suppose at t is equal to 0, the body is also at origin. Suppose I start from this point at t is equal to 0. Okay, so this is t equal to 0 and my position is also t is equal to 0. I am standing at the frame of reference, at the origin of frame of reference, and that's why my coordinate is 0. Now let after 1 second, I covers a distance of 2 meter. The time is 1 second and distance covered is 2 meter. Means I am standing here, in 1 second I reach at this point. Let the distance covered is 2 meter. Now in another 1 second I again move forward and cover the same distance, that is 2 meter. Means at t is equal to 2 seconds, the distance is 4 meter. Then again at t is equal to 3 seconds, distance is 6 meter. Then at t is equal to 4 seconds, distance is 8 meter. So this, if you draw a table like this, then this is a table of uniform motion. Why? Because in every 1 second, here delta t is equal to 1 and delta x is equal to 2. In this interval also, delta t is equal to 1 and delta x will be equal to 2. In this interval also, delta t is equal to 1 and delta x is equal to 2. In all the intervals in this table, for a given time interval, for a time interval of 1 second, the position changes by 2 meter. It means this particular table represents a uniform motion. So if I draw the graph of this table, I am just taking an example for drawing the graph. Okay, so if we draw the graph, let us take the coordinate 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This time is in second. And let us take here position as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, or 7 and 8. This is our position. So if we locate these coordinates, so here time is on x-axis and position is on y-axis, and I already told you how to represent the coordinates on a graph paper. First we represent x coordinate, then we represent y coordinate. So at t is equal to 0, x is also 0. At t is equal to 1, first we will move to t equal to 1 second. At t is equal to 1 second, what is x? X is equal to 2 meter. Means first we will move to a distance of 1 meter on time axis and then a distance of 2 on position axis. So the second coordinate will be this 1, 2. Then the third coordinate will be 2, 4. At t is equal to 2 second, displacement is 4. That means the point will be 2, 4. It may be here. This is 2, 4. Next coordinate will be 3, 6. 3 and this will be 6. At the time t, we will move a distance of 6. And at 4, the distance is 8. In this way, if we join all these points, then it will look like a straight line, or certainly it will be a straight line. If you will draw these points on the graph paper, then it will exactly a straight line. Okay? So, what do we come to know from this graph? The position time graph of a uniform motion is always a straight line. It is always a straight line. Okay, and it will pass through the origin if at t is equal to 0, position is 0. Clear? So I have just draw this graph for an example. I have taken an example, and for this particular example, I have drawn this graph. So first note it down. So this graph is for this particular example. But if we draw a graph in general, means every position time graph of a uniform motion will be a straight line. So the position time graph, if we do not want, or if we don't have given this particular table and we have to draw the graph of position time for a uniform motion, then the graph will be here. We will take t, and at y-axis we will take x, and the graph will be like this. We will draw a straight line. It is the position time graph of a uniform motion. Okay, you can draw if the table is given. If the table is not given, you have to draw only the graph. Then the general graph will be look like this: a straight line passing through the origin, or it may also be like this: t and x, it start from here. It may also look like this. What does this graph represent? It represents that at t is equal to 0, particle is at certain distance from origin. And what does this graph represent? It represents that at t is equal to 0, particle is at origin. Here it is starting from 0, 0. At t is equal to 0, position is also 0. But if we take at t is equal to 0, suppose in the last video I have discussed it, that at t is equal to 0, if I am considering this board as the frame of reference and I am standing at this point, so I have a certain distance with respect to this board, and if I start moving now, then this is the time t equal to 0, but with respect to this frame of reference, this board, I have already a certain distance covered. So when I will start moving, then the distance will be counted from this point. It means I am already at a certain distance, and distance will further increase. Okay, so this graph represents that t is equal to 0, particle is at a certain distance from origin, and this graph represents if at t is equal to 0, particle is at origin. Okay, so if we have not given any table, or we have to draw the position time graph of a uniform motion, then we will certainly draw these two graphs. You can only draw this graph, or you can draw both the graphs. Okay, now coming to the second point, what can we obtain from position time graph, or what does the position time graph of a uniform motion tells us? So let us come to that point. Now I am taking only one graph so that you will be able to understand it easily. Let us consider this is the position time graph of uniform motion x and t. X means position, t means time, and the graph looks like this. Okay, now suppose at time t is equal to t1, I am considering any time instant t1. At this time t1, the position is, this is the position x1, means at t is equal to t1, the particle is at a distance of x1 from origin. Similarly, let us consider another point t2, and at this point t2, this is the position. When we move from this point t2 on the graph, then it will have the value of x. Suppose this value is x2. Okay, now if I consider this point as A and this point is taken as B, if I draw a perpendicular from A on this line, let us consider this point as P and Q. So if I draw a line perpendicular on BQ from A perpendicular is drawn. This is a perpendicular. So if a perpendicular is drawn on BQ from A, let us consider this point as C. Okay. So what will be the value of PQ? First, I am finding the value of PQ. So what will be the value of PQ? This is origin. This total distance is T2 and this distance is T1. So what will be the value of PQ? It will be T2 minus T1. This value will be equal to T2 minus T1. That means PQ is equal to T2 minus T1, means time difference or the time interval, and we represent this time interval by delta T, which we have already discussed. This is the time difference, so we will represent it by delta T. Similarly, if we find the value of BC, okay, if we find the value of BC, then what will the value of this BC? This distance is x1 and this total distance is x2. So what will be the value of BC? BC will be equal to x2 minus x1 and it will be represented by delta x. Okay, now we have already studied that the velocity is given by delta x upon delta t. Velocity is given by delta x upon delta t. And what is delta x? It is BC. And what is delta t? It is PQ. In right angle triangle ABC, let us consider this angle as theta. Okay. So V is equal to delta x upon delta t. And what does this delta x upon delta t actually represent? I am coming to a point. A term is known as slope. There is a term which is called slope. What is the meaning of slope? You all know about slope. When we move on a road which is inclined at certain angle, then we say that we are moving up the slope or we are moving down the slope. So what is the definition of slope? Slope means the tangent of angle the tangent of angle from horizontal, tangent of angle from horizontal in anti-clockwise direction. The tangent of angle from horizontal in anti-clockwise direction is known as slope. Is known as slope. Okay. Now what is this tangent? Tangent means tan theta. The students who are in class 9, they will study this tan theta in class 10, and those who are in class 11, they may be able to understand it very easily. Okay. So the student of class 9, don't, if you are not able to understand, then there is no problem. You have to only remember this thing. What is slope? Slope is given by tan theta. What is tan theta? You will study it in your class 10th. But the student of class 11th will understand it very well. So what is slope? The tangent of angle from horizontal in anti-clockwise direction is known as slope, which is represented by tan theta. It means slope is equal to tan theta. Okay. And what is the value of tan theta? Tan theta is equal to perpendicular upon base in a right angle triangle. Okay. This is for class 11th only. Class 9th student may leave this, or they can note it down. They will understand this particular topic in class 10 easily. So slope means tan theta. Tan theta is equal to perpendicular upon base. Okay. Now in this triangle ABC, what is perpendicular? This BC is perpendicular and AC is base. So if you write the value of slope here, slope is equal to tan theta, which will be equal to BC upon AC. And what is the value of BC? BC is equal to delta X and AC is equal to delta T. This is the main term which I am going to explain now. This was the meaning of slope. Slope means tangent of angle from horizontal in anti-clockwise direction. It is known as slope. It is represented by tan theta, which is equal to perpendicular upon base. Now, if you find the value of this perpendicular upon base, then for triangle ABC, perpendicular is BC and base is AC. And the value of BC is delta X and value of PQ is delta T. So it is written by delta X upon delta T. And what is delta X upon delta T? Delta X upon delta T represent velocity. It means which is equal to velocity. It means we can say that slope of position time graph, slope of position time graph is equal to velocity. Slope of position time graph is equal to velocity. Or we can say the slope of position time graph of a uniform motion gives us velocity. Slope of position time graph of a uniform motion gives us velocity. Note down this particular statement. Okay. So the statement is slope of position time graph of a uniform motion gives us velocity. Greater the slope, greater will be the velocity. Smaller the slope, smaller will be the velocity. So note it down. So the main statement is slope of position time graph gives velocity. Okay. Second point is greater the slope, greater will be velocity. Greater the slope, greater will be velocity. This is the most important point which you have to remember. And how to find the slope? That is very simple. You can find the slope because slope is equal to velocity. That means it will be equal to delta x upon delta t. So if you have given two or three lines are drawn on the same graph, and it is asked that which of them will have the maximum velocity. Let us take an example. This is time, this is position. If you have given graph like this is first graph, second graph and third graph. Okay. Now it is asked that three objects are moving in a uniform motion and their graph are represented by 1, 2 and 3. Then which of the object will have maximum velocity? What is the question? The position time graph of three objects is shown in the figure. Okay, three objects are moving in a uniform motion. First object, second object and third object. The graph of all the three objects is shown in the figure. Which will have the maximum velocity? So to find the velocity directly, or to check which will have the maximum velocity and which will have minimum velocity, what we have to do? We have to check the slope, because greater the slope, greater will be the velocity. So if we see what is the slope, it is the angle from horizontal in anti-clockwise direction. You all know about the anti-clockwise direction. The direction in the direction of clock, that is clockwise, and the direction opposite to clock, that is anti-clockwise. So it is our horizontal line. If we move in anti-clockwise direction, it is anti-clockwise direction. Then which of these three is having the maximum angle? The third object is having maximum angle and first is having minimum angle. So we can say that velocity of third will be greater than velocity of second, and it will be greater than velocity of first. Okay, it is very simple. Simply checking the angle. The object which is having greater angle will have greater velocity, which will having minimum angle will have minimum velocity. So we can arrange them in ascending or descending order also. Clear? So it is the basic concept of position time graph of uniform motion. What can we obtain from position time graph? We can obtain velocity. How the velocity is obtained? The velocity is obtained by finding the slope of position time graph. Okay, so you have to remember how the graph is drawn. It will be a straight line passing through the origin, or it may pass from any point on the position axis, but it will be a straight line having some angle. Okay, now how will you find the velocity mathematically from position time graph? Let us discuss it also. Suppose this is a position time graph of a body performing uniform motion. This is the position time graph. You have given some time interval. Suppose this is t is equal to 2 seconds, then t is equal to 4 seconds, and at t is equal to 2, the position is suppose 6 meter, and at t is equal to 4, at t is equal to 4, the position is 12 meter. Okay, now you have to find the velocity from this graph. You have given this graph, find velocity from this graph. Okay, so how will you calculate the velocity from the graph? The questions based on graph are generally asked in your examination. So how will you find the velocity from this graph? So what is the formula of velocity? Velocity is equal to delta x upon delta t. Okay, so what is delta x? We will consider it as x1 and it is x2. This is time t1, this is time t2. So what is the value of delta x? It is equal to x2 minus x1. And what is delta t? It is t2 minus t1. So what is x2 here? x2 is equal to 12. So the value of velocity will be 12 minus The value of x1 is 6. So it will be 12 minus 6 upon t2 minus t1. That will be equal to 4 minus 2. So we will get it as 6 upon 2. That will be 3 meter per second. So the velocity of this particular graph is 3 meter per second. So in this way, you can find the velocity from the position time graph of a body performing uniform motion. Okay. So you have to remember the shape of the graph. How is it look like? The graph of uniform motion, position time graph of uniform motion, it is a straight line. And what does it represent? It gives us the velocity by finding the slope. And how can it find mathematically? Mathematically, it is obtained by v is equal to delta x upon delta t, and delta x will be 12 minus 6, delta t will be 4 minus 2. So the value of velocity will be 6 upon 2, that will be 3 meter per second. Okay, so it was all about the position time graph of uniform motion. Okay, now I am coming to the second graph. Second graph, that is velocity time graph. Velocity time graph. It is also written as VT. VT graph. Velocity time graph or VT graph. Okay. So we are going to draw the velocity time graph for uniform motion. And as we know, what is the condition of uniform motion? Equal distance in equal time. That was the first condition. Second condition is velocity remain constant. Because when the object cover equal distance in equal time, it is only possible when the velocity remains constant. I have already discussed all these things in my previous video. So for uniform motion, velocity will remain constant. So let us draw the graph. Suppose it is velocity and this is time axis. We will always take time on x-axis, and position, velocity and acceleration we will take on y-axis. So velocity is represented by meter per second. Unit is meter per second and the unit of time is second. So it is our time and this represent velocity. Now first let us take an example for velocity time graph also, then we will draw it in general form. So let us take an example. Suppose an object start at t is equal to 0. An object start at t is equal to 0. So at the instant, suppose you start your bike. Okay. Now after starting at t is equal to 0, your velocity was 0. You was at rest, means your bike is not moving. You start your bike. So velocity is 0 at the starting point. Then in the next second, when you will take the accelerator, then what will happen? As you rotate the accelerator, the bike will move. So suppose after 1 second, in 1 second, you obtain the velocity of 20 meter per second. Okay. This is too much. 20. Let us take at 2 meter per second. So at t is equal to 0, velocity was also 0. After 1 second, your velocity was 2 meter per second. Then again, after 2 seconds, if you are looking the motion continuously, then after 2 seconds, this velocity is again 2 meter per second. Okay. Then after 3 seconds, this velocity is again 2 meter per second. After 4 seconds, this velocity is again 2 meter per second. and at t is equal to 0 also, the velocity was 2 meter per second. As you start the bike, at that instant, you start the bike and take the accelerator, then it obtain a velocity of 2 meter per second at t is equal to 0. So throughout the journey, as you are seeing the motion from 0 to 4 seconds, the velocity is constant, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Throughout the motion, the velocity is same. It means we can say that the velocity is constant. Okay. Now, how will you draw the graph of this particular table? So let us mark the point 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And let us take this is 1 and this is 2. So now at t is equal to 0, what is the velocity? Velocity is 2 meter per second. At t is equal to 0, velocity is 2 meter per second. So where will be its value? At t equal to 0, velocity is 2 meter per second. So this will be the point 0, 2. Okay, you know the location of point on the graph paper. So it is 0, 2. It will be 0 and 2. So this will be the first point. Now the second point is 1, 2. So at t is equal to 1, what is velocity? It is again 2. At t is equal to 2, again velocity is 2. At t is equal to 3, again the velocity is 2. At t is equal to 4, again velocity is 2. Okay. Now if we join all these points, then it will be a straight line which will be parallel to time axis. In the previous case, there was also a straight line, but it was having some angle with respect to horizontal. Now in this case, velocity time graph of uniform motion, it is a straight line and it is parallel to time axis. Okay, so I have just taken an example for this particular table. When velocity is constant, then the velocity time graph of uniform motion looks like it. And velocity will always remain constant in uniform motion because it is the main condition of uniform motion. So if we draw in general, this graph is for this particular table, but in general, if we draw the graph for velocity time, then it will look like a straight line parallel to time axis. Simple. If you don't know any table, you have not given any table, and it is asked to draw the velocity time graph of uniform motion, then you can draw this graph simply. Okay, this is the graph of uniform motion. It will always be a line parallel to time axis. So this, what does this line represent? This line represents that velocity is equal to constant. Velocity is not changing. It is continuously constant. And this is our origin. So this particular graph is for this table and it is the general graph. This is general graph for uniform motion and velocity time graph of uniform motion. Clear? Now, what can we obtain from velocity time graph? What we will obtain from velocity time graph? So let us draw it again. Suppose this is velocity time graph of uniform motion. Velocity in meter per second and time is in second. This is the graph. Now let us consider any two time interval. Let this time is t1 and another time is t2. And suppose this velocity is v. Okay, this velocity is v. Now at t is equal to t1, this is 0 origin. At t is equal to t1, what is the value of velocity? This velocity is v. And at t is equal to t2 also, this velocity is v. That means because this is a parallel line, velocity is always constant. So if we take the interval from t1 to t2, okay, if we have given any particular time interval, for example 2 second to 4 second or 2 second to 8 second, okay, if you have given any two values of the time interval, then what can we obtain from this graph? That I am going to tell you. So let us consider this point as P, Q, this point as R and this point as S. Now what does this figure looks like? It is like a rectangle. It is a rectangle. And if we find the area of this rectangle, then what is the length of this PQ? What is the length of PQ? This PQ will be equal to T2 minus T1, that will be delta T. So the length of PQ is equal to T2 minus T1, or it can be written as delta T. And what is the height or width? QR or PS? QR is equal to PS. Both the lines will be equal because because these two lines are parallel. So PS will be equal to QR. And what will be its value? This is equal to V. This length is V. So QR is equal to PS is equal to V. And if you find the area of this rectangle, PQRS, then what is the formula of area of rectangle? It is length into width. So if we consider PQ as length and QR as width, so we can write it as PQ into QR. And what is the value of PQ? It is delta T. And what is the value of QR? It is equal to V. Okay, so we find area of PQRS is equal to V into delta T. Clear? It is equal to V into delta T. Now, if you remember the formula of velocity, what was the formula of velocity? Velocity is equal to delta x upon delta t. Then what will be the value of V into delta t? If we cross multiply these two terms, then V into delta t is equal to delta x. We all know this. So if we put the value of V into delta t here, so what we will obtain? It will be equal to delta x. It means area of PQRS rectangle is equal to delta x. And what does delta x represent? Delta x represent displacement. Okay. So what can we say here? We can say that the area under velocity time graph between any two time interval gives us the displacement. This is the main point which we have to remember. And we have derived this thing here. So what is the point? Note it down. Area under velocity time graph. Area under velocity time graph of uniform, or it can be for any uniform and non-uniform motion. Area under velocity time graph between any two time interval, between any two or any time interval. Area under velocity time graph between any time interval gives us the displacement. This is the main thing. Gives us the displacement. It means if you have given a velocity time graph of uniform motion, or it may be of non-uniform motion, we will discuss it later on. So if you find the area of that particular graph between any two time interval, then that area will always be equal to displacement. Okay, what is this area? This is area under velocity time graph, which is equal to displacement. So you have to remember this point. This is the most important point. In the previous one, when we have drawn the position time graph, then the slope of position time graph gives us the velocity, but the area of velocity time graph gives us the displacement. Clear? So let us solve one problem based on this. if you have given a graph, a velocity time graph, this is v and t. Suppose the velocity is 2 meter per second. Velocity is 2 meter per second and it is constant. Let this time is 2 second and this is 6 second. And you have to find the displacement. You have only given this graph. So from this graph, question is, from the graph, find displacement from t is equal to 2 to t is equal to 6. From t is equal to 2 to t is equal to 6 seconds. This is the question. Okay, you have given a velocity time graph and it is asked that find the displacement from t is equal to 2 to t is equal to 6 seconds. So how can you obtain? We will draw a line and it will be a rectangle from t is equal to 2 to t is equal to 6. So we will write it as displacement is equal to area under velocity time graph, which will be equal to, what will be the area of this rectangle? Let us consider it P, Q, R, S. So this length will be equal to 4. And what is this length? This is equal to 2. So area under VT graph will be equal to 4 into 2. That will be equal to 8 meter. The unit of area is meter square. But here the area under VT graph gives us the displacement and the unit of displacement is meter. So we will write here it is 8 meter. So the answer is 8 meter. Okay. So today we have discussed about only position time graph and velocity time graph of uniform motion and what can we obtain from both the graph, that also I have discussed here. Okay. The position time graph gives us velocity by finding the slope and velocity time graph gives us displacement by finding the area. Okay. From next video we will discuss about acceleration time graph and then we will move to non-uniform motion and we will discuss the graphs of non-uniform motion also. So you have to remember all these things. You have to practice all these things.